I'm so happy to be here with you. Tonight, Bezat Hashem, I'm going to answer questions to our followers on Facebook and YouTube. Everyone are more than welcome to send their messages on the comment section. And if you haven't watched this video live, so coming up Tuesday, we're going to have the same event, Tuesday, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. So, Baruch Hashem, we're going to talk today about the meaning of mercy, about the meaning of tefillah, prayer, and hopefully people will ask questions on that topic as well. The name of the word tefillah means bonding. When we're praying to the maker of the universe, we're connecting, bonding ourselves to him in each word, like in this world's relationships, when you are talking to someone, you're building your connection with him. If there are no if there is no communication, if there are no conversations between the couple, between people, they're not in touch, they're not connected. When you were friends with someone and then your connection died, it's because you stopped talking, or because that the conversations became like weird and negative and wrong, off track, so you stopped communicating. So the communication with the maker is the connection with him, and prayers are the conversation with him. So in each time that you pray to the maker of the universe and you just talk to him, you're building your relationship, you're building your connection. And in Aramaic, that Aramaic is the language that our sages, time of the exile in Babel, used to explain Torah wisdom, used in Aramaic, when we say to pray, lehitpalel, we say ba'e rachame, requested for mercy. So you said the word mercy is representing the word prayer. Mercy. Mercy is always coming from a place of understanding that the maker is greater than you, is bigger than you, is stronger than you, wiser than you, seeing things in deeper ways than you. So when we are approaching the individual prayer and asking Hashem for requests, we're coming out of that understanding that he is the one that can assist us, and our requests should be out of that kind of humility, being humble and asking for mercy. Now, hopefully, we're going to answer some questions.
Yes, first question. Hannah asks, what's the spiritual meaning or connection to the Tu B'Av?
Okay, so Tu B'Av, the 15th day of Av, is a very important day, precious day, that in that day, all the singles were going out to the streets, into to the open spaces, to the open places, to show themselves and to search for soulmate. So it's a day of connections. It's an amazing day that is very powerful to build connection, to build relationships. So, of course, all the singles will go out to the streets right now and show themselves. But in reality, it's a day that is very powerful for a person to, in a nice way. When people see him, he will have the shine and the glow and the beauty to be seen nicely in front of other people, or to be able to recognize your soulmate. It's not only that people will like you, it's also that you're going to like the right people. So this day, Tu B'Av, is a very special day in giving that power to people to show themselves properly and to be seen in a nice way, and as well to be able to recognize the ones who are connected to you with a positive influence on you, and not to chase after false figures that really not connected to you in the root of your soul. Thank you.
Anne Helene, it's not a specific question, but she's saying that she's trying to keep the commandments and Hashem has led them out of Christianity, but she doesn't identify as a Noahide. So, do you have any insight for her, any guidance?
Yes. So it's a very complex situation, but might like from the way that the question is being asked or that that text is written. So Anne is not suffering from that situation. It doesn't sound as if she's suffering. Um, so I would say might be for people who wants to catch a certain spot that is not theirs. For an example, he wants to be a Noahide, but he's not. He wants to be a Jewish person, but he needs to convert, so he is not. He wants to believe that he wants to believe that he's one of the tribes of the holy tribes, but he doesn't have no evidence for that, so therefore he doesn't really know if that is. That's where it becomes complex. But if the person is not really more into understanding how the maker created him and in which position and for what role, and he is there to search for the truth, so there are many great depths that a person can learn and understand about his connection to the maker as a Noahide or as an Israelite or as any person who believes that he has a source and inner connection with the holy tribes of Israel. There are 12 tribes, only 2 of them, and the numbers are not clear, are Jewish, means from the tribe of Yehuda. Some of them are from the tribe of Binyamin, and we have Levites with us, tribes of Kohanim and Leviim. And except for that, more people from different tribes who converted and joined Judaism, means the tribe of Yehuda. The rest of the tribes, those tribes out there in the world, and they can be recognized as Noahides because, like, you don't know if he is Israelite or not, or that they recognize themselves as part of the tribe. So they have traditions that are showing that they are descendants of the holy tribe. So, in any case, for the completion of the return of the tribes, all tribes will have to convert. And it only means a blessing, a sign of blessing, because conversion is only allowing you to come into inner circles and closer to the maker of the universe, and as well to qualify you to be observant and to follow up with all the mitzvot that the tribes that lost their connections to Judaism over like almost 3,000 years ago, around 3,000 years ago, they have a lot to catch up. So it's not a shame, and it's just a great blessing to come back and to be like reunited with your people that kept the tradition and that followed the Torah and the advice and wisdom of the holy sages that interpret and open the Torah for us. So that is our path and that is our way to bring back all the tribes and all the people who has any kind of positive relation with the people of Israel. And the doors are open, and in the right time, millions shall convert and join the public of Jewish people, and the nation of Israel will glow and prosper once again. Thank you for your brightening question.
Another question from Matthew. He's referencing in a lecture you once said Hashem is learning the Torah of Adam. Could you explain a little bit more what that meant or what you were trying to say there?
I must say that it's it is a bit weird for me. Hashem is learning the Torah of Adam. It doesn't sound so familiar. It doesn't sound to me like I said it. And if I did, it was like a sentence inside of a deeper speech. So I'll be happy if you're able to clarify a little bit more. I feeling to Torah, like new wisdom that appears first time in the world in that person's mind, and the person is teaching, he's learning it out loud. So definitely also then in that time Hashem is listening to that learning and learning with him. Also it's written that at midnight Hashem is entering the Garden of Eden, and spiritually more, we're talking about heaven, where the righteous people are there sitting and learning Torah at midnight, and he is listening to their speech, to their learning. So definitely in his humble way he's also learning with them together. But again, we're talking about a very humble point of view of understanding what Hashem is doing. In reality, I don't remember myself saying that sentence. So if there's a way to bring the quote in a perfect way or to explain a bit more, I'll enjoy approaching and dealing with what I said in the past. Thank you so much, Matthew. I see we have another question here. Is this live video is just for Jewish people? I'm a Gentile. No, this is definitely not only for Jewish people. This is definitely for everyone. I think that more than half of my students are not Jewish. I'm teaching online and not in a synagogue or a Beit Midrash for a reason. And the reason is because we want to open opportunities, windows and doors, openings for as many people who wants to hear the wisdom of the maker of the universe, and just sharing knowledge and wisdom as much as we can. Thank you so much. You're more than welcome.
I have another question that came in. How would you explain how we're supposed to know the difference between something being difficult because it's a tikkun and we're supposed to work hard and understand how to overcome, and the difference between that and knowing like this isn't good for me, and
Maybe it's time to let go.
right, this understanding. How do we know what's most true?
Very good. Very good question. I'm happy that you asked it. The verse is saying, "Pikudei Hashem yesharim mesamchei lev." When we are keeping the obligations, the orders of Hashem, means we're doing what Hashem wants us to do. It brings happiness to the heart. That's how you will know if you're on the right track or not. If you are following Hashem's will, and then it is a tikkun, means that you are correcting something, and it might be very hard, very complex, but in the end of the road, you see that it brings you to happiness, to joy, to satisfaction. That means that you are walking on the path that is pleasing Hashem, that is Pikud Hashem Yesharim, orders of Hashem. Hashem is ordering you to walk on that path in a straight way, brings happiness to the heart. And sometimes a person might, because of his own mindset, his weaknesses, his fears, pressure from society, his lack of ability to deal with his emotions and his fears, he will convince himself that he is doing what Hashem wants him to do, while actually choosing paths that are very wrong, negative, of being angry, being frustrated, being sad, being upset, being depressed, being lonely, being abused by people, being hurt, insulted, ashamed on daily basis by people. And while doing that, walking in that path will never bring you to happiness. So it means that you are not following the commandments of Hashem if in the end of that road only bitterness and sorrow and pain will come as a result of your effort. So people who are checking themselves and seeing that there is no real hope in the end of that road, it doesn't really leading them nowhere. It doesn't bring them to happiness. Just frustrations might grow, sadness much worse might appear, fears might only overpower in worst ways, and on. A person should take responsibility on his choices and move back on track to be much closer to the Maker by searching the ways that will make you happier. Happy does not mean celebrating in parties and drugs, alcohol, and beer. It's also to feel complete with yourself and to know what really makes you feel better with yourself, how your spirit will be complete, how you will feel more loyal to yourself, that your path is right, and that you're not betraying yourself, and on. Thank you.
There's a question, a follow-up question from Anne from earlier. So maybe if you can speak a bit on, you know, why is it that we don't encourage people outside of being specifically Jewish to continue to follow, so to keep laws and Passover? It's that as Christians they're meant to follow the Noahide laws, but why are the Torah and all the commandments? Why is it only for Jews? Yeah.
So first of all, as of today, the Noahides that are like the Israelites, the ones from the lost tribes, it's very hard for us to know who they are, and because it's very hard to recognize. Jewish people kept the tradition in very, very strong ways and were even ready to die for it in many generations, and never converted generally to different religions. So therefore, our Judaism is clear. Our tree of life, our dynasty is like written. We have books with names, so we know we're Jewish. But different people from different tribes, kind of, most of them lost their connection, and therefore today it's very hard to say on one person, hey, you are also Jewish, hey, you're also like Israelite, so you also need to follow the mitzvot. We don't know. It might be that we're talking to a Noahide, to a person that is a Gentile, and then he is not obligated. Only the people of Israel accepted on themselves to keep the Torah, and by that obligated themselves and became obligated by Hashem as well to follow and to keep the Torah. So if we're now going to start explaining people how they are obligated while they're not obligated, we're just forcing them and pushing them into a place that they're not, that is not theirs. They not really belong to that place. So we don't want to force a person that is not really up to following all the commandments of the Torah. But if there's a person who is willing to do more and he wants to expand his knowledge and to learn, the doors are open. Not only my doors, not only through me, through hundreds of rabbis and teachers that are teaching Torah, through hundreds or thousands of websites that are open to the wide public, wide world, for everyone to learn and to know. Now, if a person really wants to take up on himself more than the 7 mitzvot of Bnei Noach, of the Noahides, so he is starting to learn and to convert, and then it's beautiful. But in any case, also to follow the 7 mitzvot of the Noahides, it's also very complex and not so easy. Like really to believe in Hashem and really to have perfect faith, and all the rest of the 7 mitzvot Bnei Noach are not simple things. So like when people really starts to understand what Hashem wants from them, and they start to try to keep the first 7 mitzvot of the Noahides, it's already a big challenge. The ones who passing that challenge with great success and their desire to learn more only increasing, so they are more than welcome to enter into the next level and to join us in the conversions programs. Thank you so much for your question, Anne.
Thank you. Okay, a question from John about who was the author and the writers of the written Torah and the Tanakh.
Okay, so thank you for your question. First of all, there is a great difference between the Torah to the rest of the books, to the Tanakh. The Torah definitely was written by Moshe, but was given by Hashem. So Hashem told Moshe one word after the other what to write, and all the first 5 books of the Bible, of the Torah, are the speech of Hashem to Moshe. And even Hashem is saying to Moshe, Moshe, write down that Moshe is the most humble person on earth, and Moshe is writing those words in with complete humility and not getting no pride out of it and nothing like that. So that's one. Second is the next books, are all the next books, the books that were written actually by the prophets, and the prophets themselves, and the people of Knesset Agdola, Anshe Knesset Agdola, the Sanhedrin of Am Israel, of the people of Israel, review those books and added them and entered those books who were right and set with the rest of the Torah into the 24 books of the Tanakh. So all the books that were written, like books on Eliyahu Hanavi, were written by Eliyahu himself and his students or followers, like Elisha the prophet, and Yoshua bin Nun, so Yoshua himself, and people who were with him and writing with him. And those righteous ones, scripts were given to the people of Knesset Agdola, Anshe Knesset Agdola, the Sanhedrin of people of Israel, and they determined which books will enter into the Tanakh and which will not. So we have 24 books that are inside the Tanakh, and there are no arguments on those decisions by any of the groups of the people of Israel. There is no community or group that is saying, no, we have 25 books or 23 books. All agree on the 24 books. people who came after 2,000 years from four wings of the universe and brought their books with them, all brought the exact same text with no one letter different. Everyone kept the tradition of the Holy Scripts in great strictness and never changed one letter in the 24 books of the Torah. Thank you so much for your question. Do we have more questions? That's it for now. So let's keep on talking a little bit more about the great wisdom of Hashem that is being revealed to us through the sages. It's something very important and very precious to know, to learn how to recognize the sages and the wise ones. So first of all, there are many people who will claim to be part of the tradition of Israel, but really not or have not been qualified by our sages. So therefore, they're really not. And our sages really wrote the rules and the ways to know, to define who are the true teachers, rabbis, righteous people, who has the authority to lead the people of Israel and to bring them up on the right way, for them to come closer to Hashem and not to make mistakes. Like we saw that foreign people or people with foreign opinions that tried to lead people from Israel on twisted roads, on twisted ways, found themselves creating foreign religions, and by that cutting themselves off the tree of life of the people of Israel, like Christianity, or like the Shomronim, or like the Karaim, groups that in the beginning were part of the public of Israel and were following the same Torah and mitzvot, but let themselves being led by people who were not part of the main and heart and core of the public of Israel. And because those people followed them and went after them, they cut themselves from, like I said, our tree of life, the tree of life of the people of Israel. And unfortunately found themselves worshipping in ways that are not accepted by Judaism. It's very important for us to know that even though that I am explaining here that we should follow Judaism and on the mainstream of Judaism, Judaism is very wide, and you have many communities and rabbis that will teach today, and it might be a very complex process to find the right righteous ones to lead you and to give you advice. You might knock on some doors that will seem locked and closed for you, and you don't know how to find your way. You might think that you found the way, and after a while realizing that those people are really not good for you. The environment might be toxic. Please remember, we're human. No one here is completely godly, like an angel that does not have yetzer hara, evil inclination, and to think that we are perfect is 100% a mistake. We are people and we're doing the best that we can. And by trying to follow the mainstream of Judaism in any possible, you will be supported by to find the right path. The supervision of the Maker on the truth seekers will be tremendously greater than on those ones who are easily compromising on false faiths. So a person should ask for the truth. And even if he doesn't really know how to recognize the truth and he doesn't even know what he's looking for, if you will be consistent and honest in that request, asking Hashem, please Hashem, guide me in your path of truth on daily basis to talk to the Maker. Please Hashem, help me to find the truth. Please Hashem, help me to recognize the right way that is suitable for me. It and the inspiration that my soul will feel connected, that I will feel happy. Ask simple requests basis what you asked for, because close calls him with truth. So don't hesitate to talk to Hashem about things that are not clear for you. You don't need only to praise Hashem and say thank you, or only to ask for forgiveness if you've seen time. You just on your journey and on daily basis to talk to Hashem. Please Hashem, help me to find people who are close to my understanding, that will talk in my language, that I will understand their explanations, that they will have patience for me, that they will relate to me and I'll relate to them. Just be simple in your conversation with Hashem. It's not only about finding the right book and reading it. It's much more than finding a book or a community. It's about developing a life connection with the Maker of the universe. And for that, like we said in the beginning of our class, the conversation is prayer. When you pray to Hashem and you talk from the heart, you shall find yourself rising in higher level than you can ever imagine. The Maker of the universe is there for you and will shine his light upon you, as truthful and as honest as you will be. It's written that the reward is coming to the people based on their true effort. If you put effort, if you sacrifice, if you try, if you do the best you can, definitely you will find yourself spiritually rewarded. Means that inner ways will clear up for you. You will find more answers to your questions. You're going to open books and going to find answers written inside of those holy books. You're going to feel the hand of Hashem, the supervision of Hashem. How many students of mine are telling me on daily basis, I had a question and I opened YouTube and I found you talking about that topic. Rav, you answered my question with your speech. You spoke about the things that I was struggling with earlier this morning and on. It happens because of your merit, not because of my holiness. It's happening because that your search is honest and truthful, and therefore Hashem is sending true messengers to you to answer and to support your and true happiness. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. You're going the same time. Tomorrow we're gonna talk about the individual prayer and also gonna continue talking about our individual prayer Hitbodedut course. It's a class that everyone has to hear, must on daily basis on Hitbodedut. So important, so precious, so dear to Hashem, so important to Hashem that we'll learn how to connect ourselves to Him. And people on all the social media outlets, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, on Instagram, on TikTok. We have many followers that are following us on TikTok as well. And we're very happy about that. Thank God. for that ability that Hashem gave us through technology to reach out to the four wings of the universe and to be in touch with you, my beloved friends and online community. You are sisters and brothers of mine in soul, in spirit, in heart, in mind as well. And I'm very grateful to have you with us. Visit our website, emunah.com, emunah.com, and see all what we offer. Thousands of free classes, books that I wrote that are physical books written, soft cover, and also PDF download files if it's easier for you as well. Also, you can sign up for our Hitbodedut course and enjoy our services. We're going and praying for you on graves of righteous people in the Western Wall, on the graves of the righteous ancestors of ours, Abraham and Sarah, Yitzchak and Rivka and Yaakov and Leah in Hebron, in Marat HaMachpelah, and more wonderful things that we would love to be your messengers to complete those great things for you. May Hashem bless us all together, united as one, to rise and shine and bloom forever and ever, and hope to see you all soon again tomorrow. Thank you so much.